Hello everyone, let us move to the data structures module 2. Here we are going to study something about stacks and queues. I am Shilpa B, Assistant Professor, Department of ISC CEC. So let us start with the session 1 of the module 2 of data structures. So the objectives and outcomes of this particular module is analyzing linear data structures like stacks and queues. So here you are going to analyze the linear data structures like stack and queues mainly. And what you are going to gain from this module? Use the stacks and queues, design and apply appropriate data structures for solving computing problems. So you are going to use the stacks and queues in order to solve some particular problems. These are the contents you are going to study in this particular module. So first you are going to study what is stack. Then you are going to study the array representation of stack, stack operation, stacks using dynamic array and stack application. These contents are the contents of the session 1, that is contents of chapter 1. So in this session, in this particular session, I am going to cover the definition, representation and the different stack operations. So let us move to the definition of stack. As all of you know, stack is nothing but the linear representation of some data. So linear representation in the sense you are going to represent the data either horizontally or vertically. Usually stack will be represented in the vertical manner. So here a stack is an ordered list in which all insertions and deletions are taking place in one end. That is called as top. So what exactly the logic of stack? The logic of stack is you are going to insert the element from only one end. We are calling that end as top. Even we are going to delete the element from the same end. So insertion as well as deletion both are taking place in a same end called top of the stack. Usually if you consider this stack, this is the topmost position, we are calling it as top of stack. So when you are pushing the element, you are going to push the element to the top of the stack and you are going to pop the element from the top of the stack. Hence, a stack is called last in first out data structure. That means whatever data you are going to insert at the end, that will be deleted first. So for example, if I am going to insert 10 initially, that will be inserted over here because initially top will be pointing to -1. Initially top will be pointing to -1. Later when you want to insert the element, you are going to increment the top by 1. Okay, so top will be pointing to this position now. Now you are going to insert the element 10 over to this position, right? Once again, if you have the element like 20, then increment top by 1, then insert the element to the next position. 20 will be inserted over here. Once again, if you want to insert 30, increment the top element by 1 and insert the element to the next position. Like that, the stack push operation will work until you are going to reach to the topmost position. And suppose if you have set the maximum size as 5 here, in this particular example, maximum size of the stack is 5. So when you reach to the fifth position, top is at the topmost position. So when you enter the data over here, say 50, I am going to enter over here. Here already, suppose I have entered already 40. Final last element 50 will be entered over here, and that time you are reaching the topmost position of stack, and you can display. If you try to insert one more element after this, you can display an error message, right? And while deleting, you cannot delete this element first. You have to delete this element first. The 50 will be deleted first. Next you are going to delete 40. Next you are going to delete 30. Like that it will continue. That is why the stack is called last in first out. That means whatever you are going to insert last, that is 50 is inserted at the end, that will be deleted first. So this is the definition of stack. Now how can we represent the stack using an array? So if you consider this, there is a stack over here, there is a stack over here, and there are some data over here, right? So 12, 8, 21, 33, 18 and 40. 40 is the last element in the stack, which is in the fifth position, that is 0. If I represent it from 0 to n minus 1, then it is in the fifth position, right? So how can I represent it as an array? So you can directly make it as an horizontal array like this, and you represent the indices 0 to 5, and you can directly copy the 0th element in the 0th position, first element in the first position, second element in the second, and so on. And the last element is 40, top is pointing to 40. This is how you can represent the stacks using array. Now, what are the different stack operations you have? You have 4 different operations in stack. One is push, pop, overflow and underflow. As I told, you are going to insert the element into the top of the stack. That operation we are calling it as push operation. And while you are going to delete the element from the top of the stack, we are calling that operation as pop operation. And once again, as I told, when you reach to the maximum position, then once again if you try to insert some element, then we are going to display an error message saying stack overflow happened. So it checks if the stack is full or not. If the stack is full, then we can tell that overflow occurred. What do you mean by underflow then? If the stack is empty and if you try to pop the element again, then we can tell that stack underflow happened. So it checks if the stack is empty or not. So this is how actually the push operation works. If you consider there is a top pointing to this third position. Once again, if you want to insert something, then increment the top by 1 and push the element over to that position. Now let us see the stack operations one by one along with its algorithm. So first thing, whatever you need to do is creating a stack, right? Whatever you want to do, initially you need to create an empty stack, then only you can insert the element into it, right? So this particular function is going to create a stack with size maximum. So I want to create a stack with the size, total size of the stack should be 6, right? So I want to create a stack with the size 6. So in order to do that, what I am going to do is I will define maximum size of the stack as 6. So 0 to 5, that is total 6 positions were given to the stack, and then top I need to point to -1 initially, right? How can I do that? I can write it as int top is equal to -1. Initially, as a global declaration, I can declare or initialize the top as -1. Then how can I declare the stack? Because I want to declare it as an array, right? So I can declare it using stack array name as stack, and I can give the maximum size as max. There is a mistake. I have to take it as a capital letter max, because I have defined it as capital letter max. So the same thing you need to write here. Okay, so I have to declare it as int stack of max. Right, this is how you can create an array. Now what you have done, you had given a size for the stack, and then you have declared the stack, and then you have set the pointer to -1. Top pointer you have set it to -1. Next, I want to do the push operation. Push in the sense you are going to insert the element into the stack. So how can I insert the element into this stack? The first thing, if I consider the stacks over here, suppose this is the stack you have done. So what I need to do, initially I want to, I have the top, let us take the same picture now. Let us take the same picture. Now I will consider the same thing. Now what I am going to do is, I want to insert some element into this stack, right? So how can I insert the elements? Now initially my top is pointing to -1. Now I want to insert the element into 0th position. How can I do that? Suppose these are the elements whatever I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to insert 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into my stack. Okay, so how can I do that? I will do it by initially incrementing the top pointer by 1. So my top will be pointing to 0th position. So how can I do that? Top is equal to top plus 1. So that top will be pointing to the next position. Now this position became stack of top, right? So into this stack of top, I am going to insert the item. Whatever element you are going to read, that I am going to store in a variable called as item, and that item I am going to store over to this position. Say if I have the first item as 1, then I am going to store 1 over to this position. Again, what I need to do? Repeat the same operation until stack is full. That means until you reach to this position, you can repeat the same operations, right? So what I can do is, I will increment the top by 1, insert the element over to this. I will increment the top by 1, insert the element over to this. Like that I can continue. 3, insert the top, increment the top, insert the element, increment the top, insert the element, right? Now say my stack size is 0, my stack size is 5. Say my stack size is 5. Then what will happen? This position is not there. You have the position till this. Now what will happen? Maximum size has been reached, right? When you reach to maximum size, and once again say I have an element 6 to enter, so I don't have any space over here. Okay, so what I can do now, when I try to insert this element into stack, then it should display stack overflow, right? Now what do you mean by stack overflow? When the stack is full, and if we try to insert one more new element into the stack, then it becomes stack overflow, right? As I told in the previous slide, now if we try to push one more element, say 6, then it is not possible if the size is 5. Okay, so here what I have done is, initially I have pushed initially stack was empty, and then I have pushed 1 over to it. Then I have 2, element 2 here. I want to push it onto the top of the stack. Then I will push 3 onto the top of the stack. Then I will push 4 onto the top of the stack. Then I will push 5 onto the top of the stack. When I reach to this position, stack is overflow. If I try to add one more element, stack is overflow. Now how can I write the algorithm for this? Initially start, then initialize the top by -1, then set maximum as maximum number of element as we have done in the previous slide, and that can be inserted into the stack. If top is equal to max minus 1th position, display stack overflow. Suppose if I have maximum size as 5, then max minus 1 is 4. If top is pointing to 4, then it should display stack is overflow, right? Else perform the push operation. If stack is not overflow, you have your place there. You have your stack which is having space. So now you can do the push operation. So read the element to be pushed, that is item you want to read. Then increment the top by 1. Then copy the stack of top. Copy the number to stack of top. Then once again, if you want to push more element, go back to the step 3. Why step 3? You need to check whether stack is full or not. If stack is not full, once again push the element. If stack is full, display stack is overflow. And finally, when stack is overflow, you can stop the procedure. So this is the algorithm for push operation. Now let us go for pop and stack underflow. Deleting the element from the stack, we are calling it as pop operation. This is vice versa of push operation. That means while inserting, you are incrementing top by 1 and inserting the element. But here what you are going to do is, you are going to delete the element first from the top of the stack, then decrementing top by 1. So only one element can be deleted at a time. So when you have top in the topmost position, now you are going to delete the topmost element first, then top should be pointing to the next particular element. If you see here, you have 5, you had 5 over here, right? You had 5 over here. Now 5 is in the topmost position. I want to pop 5 first, right? So it was pointing to top. So I will delete 5 first. Next, what I need to do? I need to delete 4. Now 5 has been deleted from your stack, right? Now I want to delete 4. So top should be pointing to the next particular position. So how can I do that? I have to decrement top by 1. In order to do that, I need to decrement top by 1. So that top will be pointing to 4 now. Now stack of top will be deleted, right? After that, again decrement top by 1. Until I reach to minus 1 position, I can element. So when top pointing to minus, that there is no element in the stack, and you can conclude that if you try to decrement, if you try to delete element once again, you can tell that underflow occurred, right? So this is how the stack underflow works. Now how we can write the algorithm for this? Initially, if top is minus 1, display stack underflow, as I told. Till top is minus 1, you can repeat pop operation. So else perform pop operation. So how can I do pop operation? Copy stack of top to num, decrement top by 1. To pop more element, go back to step 2. Check whether underflow occurred. If underflow is not occurred, then perform pop operation. If underflow occurs, then stop. Right? This is how the algorithm of pop operation works. Now the last slide in this stack display. Display in the sense you are going to traverse each and every position of stack and you are going to display the element of the stack. So how can I do that? Here it will start. If the top is -1, just display stack is empty. Otherwise, you need to display the element from top position to 0th position. So inside the for loop, you can start from stack of top and stack of top to 0. Your each and every element you need to display. So this is how we can traverse the elements. Suppose you have 5 elements, you need to start from stack of 5, display stack of 5, decrement the position, display stack of 4, display stack of 3, display stack of 2, stack of 1 and stack of 0. This is how you are going to traverse each and every element. I hope the operations are clear for you now. So let us meet in the next session. Thank you.